Mike Kara here.
Yeah, Mike
Yeah,
Kara.
I love Mike Kara.
Mike Kara.
Mike Kara here, and I definitely approve. I love Mike Kara, baby.
Put me on the backstage. Put me on the backstage. Put me on the
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Marshal Kramer Show. I am Marshal Kramer, and this is my show, place where I do my shit, talk about my stuff. Back here again with Grace and Tate as my guests from the previous episode 89, where we talked about Batman. And towards that end of the conversation, we kind of took a turn, as this next conversation does as well. And we started talking about stuff completely unrelated to the Batman. But we kind of started talking about, like, you know, my belief that, like, TikTok is the new high school. It's just a virtual form of it. And most high schools are a lot of virtual forms. At least it's integrated in some sort. But yeah, we kind of talked like that, and then Grace and Tate kind of get into a little bit about their relationship. They kind of open up and share a little bit about it, kind of how they handle talking things out and stuff like that. It's pretty cool. Nice things to learn coming from a single man. It's nice to learn, nice to get a different perspective. It's always nice to get a different perspective. But anyway, I hope you guys enjoy that part of the episode, and let's go to it right now. And I'm like, dude, there's some crazy figures. Oh, no,
There are some interesting people for sure.
Yeah.
Because
Tate follows all the interesting people on TikTok.
I love it's the people that, like, I don't know if they have any. It's usually a mild form of autism.
Yes,
is what it is. But they're being themselves, and they had like these weird little, like, quirks about them that I find so interesting, because they post. It's these people that post like 25 times a day.
I know.
And I can tell the only thing that they do in their day is
this.
wake up, scroll. They don't shower.
No.
They wake up, they scroll, they'll eat chicken nuggets or whatever
Yeah.
is easy to make, and they'll just keep scrolling and scrolling and scrolling and filming and scrolling
And filming. Dude.
And whatever trend that they can do, they'll do it, and they'll probably film the same video 6 times and post it, even if
Yes.
it's not worth posting.
Because only a few will pop up on, like, the following or the For You page.
Yeah.
So then you go, well, if I post 9,
They go for quantity,
People
not
will
quality.
only see 2, so then they won't get mad at me for posting 9 because they only see 2. Yeah, dude.
Yeah.
My thing is, man, I don't have a girlfriend, so I can say this. Just me and talk about 2. Mine is nothing but naked girls dancing, right? That's
Really?
that's what I'm looking at. That's what I'm looking at. I'm like, I like what I'm seeing. You know what I'm saying?
Definitely not.
I hate it. Hey, it shouldn't be, brother. I love
It
the look.
is. You know what you've seen, mine.
Yeah.
It should be.
It's just weirdos.
I don't look at TikTok often, so I'm like, it's nice. But anyway, I'm like scrolling through there, and then every now and again I'll click on the girls, thing to see who they are.
Yeah.
And then that's exactly what I see. And the exact same outfit,
Yeah.
12 of them.
Yep.
12 of the thing, and then and honestly, it might be the same sound.
It's sad. Isn't it
Very
sad?
You know what? That's so funny you said that, because I was gonna do a podcast about that, because I've talked about on my podcast the last few months. I go, the more I do DoorDash, I see there's so many people out, more than I've ever seen before. And I know COVID had some stuff, it really put a lot of people into unemployment, and a lot of people going like, I don't want to work. And I go, but what are these people doing? And I found on TikTok what some of these people are fucking doing. Not only just OnlyFans, what these people are doing, the fucking pride. Just take it. Take my pride. I don't need it. I'll just, sit in front of this screen and fucking do some silly shit so you can give me a few likes and everyone can throw me $1 and I'll be fine for the day. I was like, wow, like, yeah, pride and integrity is like, just
Out the
take
door.
it. Yeah, we don't want it.
There's this guy that I follow. His name is
backstage. Put me on the backstage.
or something like that. But I think he does have autism or something like that. But he has probably like 25,000 followers. Which to, like, TikTok standards, that's really not a lot.
No.
But for someone like this, that's a lot.
Yeah.
And he's constantly he posts like 25 times a day, something
Jesus,
like that.
yeah.
And he's always talking about how he needs how to get brand deals, you have to post a lot, like I am. You have to create a whole bunch of different content. I'm like, dude, you are not getting brand deals because you're not. Your videos are you very poorly lip syncing to the same audio 12 times in a row.
And
And it's like somebody has to tell it, because I looked through his comments, and he's got like, so only certain people can comment.
yeah.
And I can tell by the names, they're family members. Very good, Tim. Awesome video, Tim. You're doing great job. Or it's people close to him or something. And I'm like, you guys, this isn't gonna work out for him. Like,
Now, here's my
he's
thing.
got to get a grip of what's actually going on.
Here's my thing. Tell me if you agree with it or not. The 20,000 you were saying, but those 20,000 people who are following him,
Yeah.
they're making fun of you. They find you weird. And like super like they watch you and they think you're so cringy and annoying that they feel better about themselves. These are forms of bullying. That's the girl in high school who's always with the Down syndrome guy, like, oh, let's take a picture.
We were just talking
Let's
about
take
that.
a picture.
My best friend. This is my boyfriend.
That is this new shit,
Yeah.
bro. That is this stuff.
were
It's
talking
bullying, bro.
about
You got it, man. You got it. And you can look at the guy's thing, and the guy's a total jock. He's a big football guy. I'm like, you're not genuinely saying to this man. You're being rude. You're like, keep doing this weird stuff, man. You're cringy as fuck.
It's that sort of
And they're not smart enough to perceive it, you know?
right, and it's weird. It's like this type of like performance kindness
Mm-hmm.
of I'm so kind. So let me say to this person that I truly deem to be weird to be like, you're doing so great. This
Yes.
is my
It's a
boyfriend.
Performance. That's
Even
great,
though you're
yeah.
like, okay, like my bias inside me is kind of judging you, but I'm gonna make sure I'm a good person by being like, oh my god, I love you so much. You're
Yeah.
my boyfriend. Let's go to prom. And it's
That's-
like, but you're doing that not to be nice to him. You're doing that to make yourself
Self
feel better.
Yeah. You're giving charity.
It's for your own good,
Yeah.
not his good
Yeah.
or her good or whomever's good. It's your own, and it's selfish.
Yep. No, it is absolutely. I like that. That's a good thought. No,
So,
it's like marketing, networking, performing. Yeah, exactly.
Do you
That's
think I'm
performance
doing
right
that? I don't interact with his videos. I don't comment.
No,
'cause
that's
I
fine.
can't. I don't like, and I don't share. I just like to spectate.
Yeah, no, dude, it's your life. You do whatever you want. I have those things.
There's a couple people I unfollow
have-
because it got kind of.
I
too
have those
real,
same things too, dude. I don't follow him, but I watch his things. Obviously, autistic of some sort.
Yeah.
You know, he's got some sort of form.
Positive.
He's
Like,
awesome.
it's hard to hate on
He's
the guy.
Man. He's
It's
awesome.
hard to hate on
He's
the guy.
awesome,
He's
bro.
just doing-
And he's an older man. You know, he's probably 35, so you know, he
Yeah,
shouldn't be
he's chilling.
dealing with whatever these fucking bullshit kids are saying.
Hey, do
But that
you
makes
have
sense,
this kid? He goes by.
though. No.
Yeah.
What?
No.
He's autistic and he's black, and he just leans into that so hard. All of his videos are like that. Can you get a job while you are autistic? Yes, he's a living NPC. He's if the corporate world made a perfect drone. He's always talking about how he loves corporate America. Damn. He loves working at Walmart.
Fuck corporate America.
He loves schools and the education system.
Okay.
And he loves, I mean, I don't know. And how he loves grammar, how he hates swearing, and he hates naughty language, and he doesn't like anything that's not like Christian or anything like that. And so his superhero persona, he'll like put on a cape, and he's.
Maybe I have seen him. I don't know. Maybe.
I'll have to show. I'll show you.
Yeah, I'll see it.
Because it's. You almost gotta be like, are you faking this? Because
Yeah.
you seem pretty self-aware about what you're doing.
Like, when the moment I started on TikTok, maybe 3 years ago at the app, I think within a week, I was like, oh, this is just virtual high school. That's all this is. The popular hot boys and girls rise to the top
For doing nothing.
because they're just dancing and lip syncing someone else's words and copying a dance and everything else. But they're so fine that you're like, I'll keep watching because your jawline's insane, you know? So I get that. And then you see the popular top girls, oh, look at, my whatever. And it's like, dude, and then this guy's like, oh my God. And it's like, in a way, it's like, okay, like, I'm happy that that person got to experience that, and he's not smart enough to perceive that they're not doing this for him. But that person should be smart enough as a good person to be like, don't do that. You're doing it for yourself, as you said. You're not actually being like, oh, hey, you're not looking. Put the camera down. If you're really talking to these guys, put the fucking camera down. Why is there got to be camera for everything, man? Just walk up to them and have lunch with them and do it every day if you genuinely, you know it if it's genuine. But
You know if it's genuine because you know it's not genuine because it's on TikTok.
it's on TikTok.
Yeah.
Why is your camera? Why?
There's a camera, or unless it's like security footage or some shit.
Yeah,
like that.
exactly.
You know what
That's
I mean?
different.
But like and you think about like these thirst traps that these dudes are doing or these
Oh
girls
my
are doing,
God.
and you're like, and you pause the video, take a step back, and just say, what does this look like?
What is going on?
outside of the camera?
Yes.
Like somebody.
That's what I was thinking. That's what I was thinking about with the Riddler when he was singing to him.
That's what I was thinking too. I'm like,
Because there's music and everything going, but I go,
Pattinson's just like-
there's two people staring at each other between glasses, and then there's 20 people in the back, like, all right, action, and there's silent, and then he's got to be like,
Pattinson's got dumb Batman
He's
face.
gotta
You just
stay in character.
Yes,
I'm
it's just-
vengeance.
Yeah, literally, yeah.
I wouldn't even look at him in the
I know,
eyes. I just look
imagine how
straight
many
at the back
takes
wall.
it took.
Mm-hmm. Oh my god, yeah.
The blooper
That's the
reel.
one thing you don't think about. It's like that score is not there on set.
Oh,
There's
God,
no
yeah.
music. It's like that sexy sex scene. It's silent. They go bada bing bada boom. You know, like get it on, baby.
Yeah, we
there's
just need you guys to do the
They're not
motions.
playing
We're gonna
Marvin
add it.
Gaye in the background. You know, they got microphones. They got to catch stuff. They can't have that.
The audio people would hate that.
Let's get it going. Let's get it on.
Oh my God.
Let's stay together.
Let's stay together.
But you know what was interesting is how you said like performance high school, like TikTok is like high school, and how you said like, you know, the really popular, just like attractive people are on top, and then the people that have followers are the people that a lot of people follow to make fun of. I was relating it back to high school when like the people that are deemed popular are like best buds with the people that are like they always typically have disabilities. Oh, this is my best bud. And I'm like, no, he's not.
No, he's
Because
not.
I've heard you say awful things about
Yeah.
him with your friend group. And you don't invite him into your circle.
No.
You don't.
You're pointing at
you
me a
don't
lot when you
include-
say this.
No.
I'm just pointing,
kidding.
pointing to the mask. and it's just I never will understand.
Yeah.
I remember witnessing that all the time in high school.
Meanies.
And I just was like,
I know. I was, and it's an amazing thing. Again, it's all emotion. So I'm glad I have this type of emotion because that makes me be emotional for acting at XYZ. But I just always had way too much empathy, and I was, you know, I'm not trying to be fucking signaling, fucking virtue signaling or anything, but like, you know, I never did too much beyond the basic hello, highs and stuff because I didn't want to come across as that because I was very aware of that and I never want to make them feel bad. And then when I had my friends that fucking were mean to the people who had the special whatever, or they weren't mean to them personally, but they would come back and do like, I was like, but at that time, I'm disappointed in myself. I didn't have enough to stand up, but I had enough to just walk away, but I didn't have enough to stand up. I should have just been like, hey man, that's not cool, bro. That's not cool. The party night at my house, you're not coming. All right, that sounds good, but I didn't have enough to stand up for that. But there was a lot of them. And it's that lack of empathy and like even awareness. Because you never have that. They never experienced that. They were the popular kid forever, so they never experienced being an outcast or being
Who
left
was the
out.
worst at that?
I can't say that. But you know it. He was absolutely the worst.
Yeah, okay.
And then someone like I'll take most of this out. You know, like who was a dick, but when it was nice, when it was like something like that, he was like me. He was not mean to people and he did not find that shit funny. He did not find bowling funny. Was the worst. Who'd you think I was gonna say?
I didn't know.
I'm cutting
I
this
was just
somewhere.
curious.
Yeah.
I was just curious because I have a bone to pick with.
Fuck that dude.
Fuck that dude. In high school,
high school?
our senior year, I brought in. So like we were in marketing. A marketing class, and I brought in and if you brought in a speaker, you get extra credit points, and I needed the extra credit points.
Oh, a guest speaker.
Yeah, not like I didn't.
I was thinking like into JBL.
I brought in my
Boom,
Bose.
baby!
Brought in my Bose.
Miss Miller, we here.
No, but yeah, Miss Miller. Yeah, that's right. But I brought in my uncle, and he worked for the Salvation Army, and
In St. Cloud?
cities,
Cities.
somewhere in the cities, and I should have brought in somebody else because the class was about marketing, and he kind of just talked about his job and how he helped counsel people, take them off the streets, and rehabilitate them and turn them in better. I guess I don't know what I'm trying to say, but. And he talked about his story and how he grew up homeless in Hawaii, went into the military, was in Vietnam, and he's living fine now.
Is there any better place to be homeless than Hawaii?
I guess not.
That's life.
No, yeah,
Woo! I'm kidding, but
yeah, no, I know, but you got a point. But,
if you're gonna be homeless anywhere, Hawaii. Come on,
Hawaii's kind of the place to be, but still not easy. But
that's why LA and San Fran are so big because you got to be there.
Yeah.
It's the only place that's warm enough.
But yeah, and then he didn't really have the easiest life kind of growing up, and he talked about that. Didn't have a lot to do about marketing, which
Yeah.
okay, yeah.
But whatever.
And he left, and it was kind of like but I after the class, I was in the hallway, and I was walking to my locker, and right there, and I heard them, and they were like, can you? Why was he crying the whole time? He came in, he was just crying the whole time, like a little bitch.
Oof.
I'm like, I just was so shocked. I'm like, are they talking about my uncle? And then they said something about it was in that class, and I was like, oh my God, they are.
Mm-hmm.
And they kept just saying shit, and I'm like, oh my God. I was just too stunned. I'm like,
no, there's
what?
no empathy.
And I've never.
Absolutely rude.
I'm
yeah.
still pissed about that,
Yeah.
dude.
No, I always thought about that. I was like, you know, even with like creating like a drama scene, a lot of people, you know, when it's a sad scene, a lot of people be like, this is fucking stupid. It's because you have to develop the story to make them feel empathy and sympathy, so they really feel the character. If they just walk in and it's a sad scene, they'd be like, what the fuck? Look at this baby ass guy crying. So that was them. They're at that age where they had, and remember that the one guy had zero empathy and sympathy, even for his own family.
I really want to call him out because
People can
I'm still
change.
pissed about what happened. And if
Yeah.
I would have done it again, I would have said something, and I probably would have shoved him into a lock. Not into, like, just been like, what the fuck did you just say?
He would have beat your ass then.
I know he
would've,
would've.
but he would have. Not saying like he would have won. I'm saying like if you would have said anything to him, he's not letting you win. He
I know.
will fucking.
I'm sure, and was there too.
And then-
I'm sure I would have got my ass kicked.
not that. Then the rest of the week, month, and the rest of your senior year, every time he sees you, he's saying something to you, make you feel bad. He's not letting you win at all.
My senior year, for our 3-act play, we put on the Laramie Project. So that happened in Laramie, Wyoming in the 90s.
I don't know.
I can't recall. Oh, goodness me. But it talked about the hate crime that went on there.
What's that?
With Matthew Shepard. So Matthew Shepard, he was gay, and he was targeted by 2 individuals that were homophobic, and they tied him up to a fence, and they beat him to death, and he was left there to die, and he inevitably did die. And so Laramie Project is a play that was taken from all the like first accounts. The whole play is monologues, just different monologues, different characters.
of their accounts. Yeah.
Yeah. And when we put on that play, we had to get approval from the school board. And I remember too, a huge handful of drama students. First of all, some didn't audition because they didn't agree with the subject matter of the main character, whomever we're talking about, was gay. But I remember the students and my peers that still decided to be cast in the play and a part of it, their parents would not come and support them. And I remember after every rehearsal, we all would gather with, our director, and he's gay. Our director's gay, and we would have like a meeting and just talk about how heavy this subject matter is, and like how this still goes on today, and how your own parents aren't even accepting the fact that you're just telling a story that needs to be told. They're just only seeing the sole fact of, well, this guy that was murdered is gay, even though he was murdered.
Yeah.
They're focusing on the wrong part of the story.
Yeah, they're just focusing on the fact that he was gay instead of the fact he was targeted and brutally murdered. And it was all because 2
Of a
individuals.
sexual preference.
Yeah, just 2 individuals. Oh, you're gay. I don't like you. I'm going to beat you up and kill you.
I don't get it either. I'm not gonna go. I don't have any issues with
Yeah.
gay people.
My one of my characters.
I do. This is funny we talk about. I'm extremely big in it. I hate.
Yeah, you hate 'em.
But here's the thing. I hate all y'all. I hate none of y'all special. I hate everybody.
I hate
You too?
everybody
Hey, we almost
equally.
done because you all gotta get fucked.
Get the fuck out of my house. Yeah.
I'm equal opportunity.
one of my characters I played, because we had to play several characters. I played the doctor that treated Matthew Shepard the day he came in.
He died after from the injuries.
So
That's the worst way to die, isn't
so what's so sad is there was a bicyclist, bicycling through Laramie, Wyoming, and he came across this like thing tied up to the fence and was like, "Oh my God, that looks like such a realistic scarecrow." That's how beat up he was.
Oof.
That he then approached and saw like his chest was moving, and he said he was so bloodied, and you could tell that he was crying because
it? Ugh.
tears strained, like the tears have, and so he was brought in, and what's so heartbreaking, and I would cry every time I'd read the monologue because I just can't imagine as a doctor. So she treated Matthew Shepard, and they still had no idea what had happened to him or even who did this to him. Then that night, the 2 guys that did it to him got into another bar fight, and one of them came into the hospital, and my doctor that I played also treated him and had no idea.
Yeah, no idea.
And was like, as a doctor, I have.
You can't do anything about
I
it.
have empathy for both of these
you have
people.
to do it.
Yeah.
Yeah. You can't, even if you are a doctor and the guy who's coming in is the guy who just bombed the school, you have to save that man. He's a life, not a murderer for you. When you finish him, you fix him up, it's the cop's job. But isn't that difficult?
Yeah.
It's Hitler. If Hitler walked into your ER and you had to fix him, you took an oath to protect all of your patients, and you have to do that by law, or you killed him. You would be guilty of maybe murder, or maybe the society, maybe the society be like, hey man, we're fine. Anyone else, you're fine. But Hitler,
You're a hero.
Thank you, man.
Maybe I missed a few stitches. Maybe that wound opens back up.
Maybe I missed a few stitches. Yeah, change is very slow, but I truly, truly, truly believe this about the United States, that we are the social center of the world, of this earth, and it starts with us. And you can see everyone else.
It's very true. I mean, I have a few friends that are, weren't born in this country. And they've even said like, yeah, your lifestyles, your ways of thinking, it's very westernized. Like in the Hispanic community, one of my friends, like her parents are, especially because of their religion as well. Yeah, it's a religion. That's what I'm talking about. They're like, gay is bad. Don't be gay. And she's opened up to me and said that, oh, that's a very American thing to be gay. Yep. And it's like, no. Wow. No. Like, okay. But it's to be expressively gay? Sure. But you tell me there's not a whole, there's people who aren't gay in Iraq? Yes, there are. That they can't say it. But, are you continuing? Do you have something to say? Thank you. Though. You were talking about, even something even simpler. Dude, we can do whatever we want. Dude, in our society, we respect elders, but they're not the hierarchy. It's not a hierarchy based on age. Anywhere else, that is how it has always worked. You respect everybody. You don't know shit to anyone who's older than you. That's how it works. It's a built-in hierarchy based on age, not merit. It's based on age alone. You take care of people next to us.
No, and that's what old people think it should be.
It's a lot of people do.
The problem is they demand respect. Like, no, you got to earn my. You got to earn my respect.
Yeah,
you're not just getting it.
And most cultures, still the cultures that talk like that too. Remember, women's. You're not sitting on my podcast. Go. You should be over there, right? That's how they fucking think about those things. So we have it. The only reason people are so brutally on the social interactions of the Americas because we're number one with it, that you can critique yourself. We're so good that we need to be better. We need to be better. We need to continue setting this example because, and I'm telling you, if you feel that what I'm saying is wrong, I'm like, no, Marshall, we got so much more to go. I know we do. That's exactly what I'm saying. But go listen. Expand your world a little bit. Go listen to other people who are from different. Go listen to a Russian. Hezbollah won't even take pictures with women. Really? the little mini Khabib, he won't take pictures with women. That's their fucking thing. They don't take pictures with women. Religions put women below men. There's not one religion that does it, unless there's newer ones, I guess.
I think is Buddhism maybe the one that kind of doesn't really talk about that. I feel like Buddhism is kind of the best one. I'm not gonna lie.
Do you know why? You know why Buddhism's the best? Do you know why solely Buddha is the best? Because it invites you to reject its ideas. It says, come, listen, figure it out, and reject it, and then come back to us, and we'll all figure it out because we feel like we have some answers, but we know we don't have them all. And let's figure them out all together. Buddhism is the best, bro.
Whereas Christianity's like, don't you
this is the
fucking dare disagree with me.
And if you don't think
listen to me, my word is right.
Women are servants to the male form.
Good. What was that? I had the instant good Christian sex or something like that, or maybe it was somebody else. I believe
it was me.
It was just some article I found. It was how to have good Christian sex, and it was basically like, and it was written by a woman. It was written by a woman. It was like tips for women.
But they're married then, right?
Yeah, obviously.
It
was like basically, your only job is to make sure your husband is pleasured.
Even if it hurts you. You told me that. You told me that.
It wasn't me.
You told me that. Maybe it was me then. Maybe I told you.
I think it was me and you then.
You and I were the ones who talked about it.
I remember talking about it.
I remember talking that to you. Okay, yes. Yeah. It was like, no matter how hard it hurts you,
your only job is to please him.
Your man.
As long as he gets there, that's good. Doesn't matter what about you. I'm like, what the
Well, and it's so interesting because even with, like, I'm not Christian at all.
Me either. I'm not religious at all.
Same. Yeah, I'm very just.
But I'm also agnostic. I'm not atheist. I'm, hey man, I don't know.
I'm
whatever happens.
I'm like Buddha, man. I feel like I have some answers that work for myself, but I don't have them all. Let's talk. Yeah, let's figure it out.
But it's so interesting how even those ideals have just.
Go ahead.
Okay.
You want some water?
Yes, please. Thank you so much.
No, I'm good. I was gonna say we're almost actually done anyway.
Okay, I'll just.
Yeah.
How they've just kind of, I don't know, like come into like our culture as a whole, especially as a woman. Like just growing up, I still have those like ideals, especially in our relationship. I struggle with it where I like need to make sure that like I'm serving you in a sense.
You should never feel like you have to
I
serve
know,
me.
but it's like
I can take care of myself.
It's like this second nature, especially intimately, of like, well, that's fine. I need to like.
I mean, it could
like,
just be a. Do you think maybe because that's just been the way for so many years?
It's been the way for so
that's
long.
That's just biologically
That's what I'm
how your
saying.
brain is
Yeah.
kind of built.
That's just literally how it is.
Like literally,
and like those subconscious messages that are just kind of.
people thought it was COVID. Like, dude, we're living in history. Bitch, we've been living in history. All of our social movements recently, we're in the fucking history. There is the social Martin Luther King out there right now. I don't know who it is, but there is that person out there that will be in the history books. Like, this shit's happening right now. It's so young. So, like, if someone listens back to this, you know, as long as the stuff lives 100 years from now, they'll be like, that is the most ridiculous thing they're talking about. Like, how could she possibly feel that? She's like, that woman 100 years from now, I'm like, I don't feel that at all. I'm a boss ass bitch. I don't need none of that shit, you know? I don't know.
I just think like these subliminal messages have just like, I don't know, like even like how men view women now, and not even in terms like of objectively, but like in terms of like, oh, a woman won't, it will always say one thing and she'll always mean another thing, or like,
Yeah.
you know, like I've seen a lot of like these like things on TikTok of like guys on podcasts, and they're like,
Oh,
saying
yeah.
some-
The fresh and fit guy.
Yeah.
Yes, whatever it's called. That's some douchey
And
ass
I'm just
misogynistic shit.
yeah, and I'm like,
yeah.
what in the world?
Who
No.
hurt you? Who hurt you, man?
Like,
Jesus.
no.
Oh my God. Yeah.
Because like, oh, I just saw one like today where he was like, girls want you to be vulnerable and open up and cry, but the minute you do, they're like, oh, you're
I'm not attracted to
man.
you.
You're a weak man. And I'm like, that is
I have
not
never-
it
I
at
literally,
all.
I literally was like, I know exactly what you're talking about this. I go, who hurt you?
Yeah.
Who made you? Damn, dude. I'm like, I hope you know this, brother, that I can tell, and it's not, the woman's not faking. There's been like 3 different girls that I've had intimate relationships with, not dating, but when I opened up, we went like this. And then we stayed like this until something else made us fall. It was not her like, oh, you know, when I shed a tear, they're like, that. Some women, you're a woman, they find that very attractive. A man who
God, yeah.
can actually be in touch with his emotions, not like, hey, Monday, baby, get up, go to work. Hey, man, I don't cry. I don't have no complaints.
You just gotta push everything
Yeah,
down.
push it down. Stuff it down. It's like, hey, man, cool. Do your own thing, I guess.
Which is
But I'm going to
something
talk
you
about
do.
emotions.
What?
Which is something you do a little bit.
I know I do that.
In terms of like, there are things that'll upset him, and I'll ask him, I'm like, I'm so sorry. He's like, no, it's okay. It's okay. It's whatever. And I'm literally like,
Well,
"It's not
I try
whatever."
because when I talk about it, then if something upsets me, like what we were talking about earlier, I just feel like that's so much wasted energy, and I'm just like, if I talk about it, the more I talk about it, the more angry I'm going to get about it, and I don't want to be in that headspace, especially in that moment. I was, we were having a nice meal together. I didn't want to start to get upset, and I
That's
didn't want to be
interesting.
in that headspace. So I'm just like, I can just let it. I can choose to let this affect me and ruin my day, or I can just say it is what it is. That's what happened. I can't change it.
That's a very introspective understanding of yourself. And I didn't even think about that when you first said that. And now, as you say that, that's what I do too. To be honest with you. I avoid. And I don't avoid. I just go, when I'm mad, the best thing for me to do, because energy is, you have your gas tank is full in the morning, or unless you have a bad night, it may be half full, whatever. You have an X amount of energy in the morning, and when it's done, you're done. You crash. You're out, right? You only have so much energy. I don't want to give that away to frustration. So my best thing, because I'm a solitary guy, is just to disappear, or just, and sometimes I'm living right here. Just because I'm right, you can see me, I could disappear from this conversation right now, right? So
Yeah.
I disappear in my head, right? I don't want to, because I don't want to sit on no more. And then as the night goes on or whatever, I will come back to it when I've calmed down, and I'll refigure it out. And then I'll come to you like this a day later. Sleep on it. That's my biggest advice. Everything. You want to buy something, you want to do something, sleep on it. And then I'll sleep on it, come back, and I'll be like, hey, this is where I did this. And you know what? You know what happens? Most of the time, I realized it was me. I realized I got mad at you because of me. So I never even come to you in the beginning. I realized I got mad at you because it was me.
Because
But if I care about your relationship and I do think it was something that was you, I want to just talk about it because I do care about our relationship and I want to continue this. But.
I think because you said like pushing feelings down, I can see why it looks like that's what I was doing, and there have been times that I have done that, but like in that specific situation, that was more of I just wanted to choose to just let it go.
Do you eventually bring it around? Because that's that's the difference. Because most guys do it ever. They just completely keep doing it. Do you bring it around? Because I bring it around a day or two later.
If I choose to push it down, I'll come back to it. Or what I like, I just like to just sit back. I'll go for a drive or something, or just sit down and think, and just try to work it out in my head.
Yeah, it seems to me that you take a while, because there have been times when we've had just like very simple conflict in our relationship, and like I noticed it'll upset him, and I'll ask him, and he's like, no, it's fine. And then like a week or two later, he'll be like, actually, what you did upset me. And I'm like, why didn't you tell me that? And he's like, I needed time to figure out what I was feeling and how to address it. Yeah, and I respect that,
because I'm not the best with words, and I want to make sure I don't say something I'm going to regret, or something that just comes out that turns out to be untruthful. Because then like a week later, I'll be thinking about it again. I'll be like, oh shit, I didn't mean that. And I'm like, okay. And then I think the one thing when we were at the wedding, Jack and I's wedding, which we're past that now. So I mean, I don't want to bring anything old up, but that's just the example that I think, because I did take a while but I just wanted to make sure that I was processing everything the best way, and that I could come out of it and be totally calm and be totally, this is how I felt.
And it's been really hard for me to learn how he copes with things, because I'm a very emotional person, and if I feel this, I'm going to tell you right away, and I want to solve it right away. Yeah. And he is very much like one time we had a conversation until 4 a.m. And he was like, Grace, I just need to go to bed, and I'm tired. And I was like, no.
And we woke up the next day fine.
I know. Yeah. But that night I was like, no, talk about it. And he was like, Grace, it's 4 a.m. And I just was like, no.
I was very tired, and I was getting very frustrated because I was very tired.
And I could tell, because then he was starting to say things that he didn't mean, and I'd be like, what do you mean by that? Yeah. He's like, no, that's not what I meant. And I knew that, but I was like, then what do you mean? And he's like, I just need to go to bed.
Yeah.
It's a learning thing.
Yeah. Fuck yeah, man. Life is learning, brother.
Oh, yeah.
Life. What the hell, man? I'm a student. That's the first thing I am, is a student of life. I'm just trying to figure out all this shit, and I know I never will, so I'm not going to stress too much about it. But that's why I like conversations like this. I don't want to fucking talk politics. I don't want to talk about who was on the fucking sports thing. That's not me. And a lot of people like that stuff, and it's just not me. I am very deep. I'm a very deep guy. I want to talk about psychology or philosophy. I want to talk about meaning, purpose, social stuff. But maybe it's kind of the similar core with us, where we want to save our energy. It's the same way with you, is that, with just you want to handle it right now, because if you don't handle it right now, your mind's running until we come back to it. Yeah. And that's wasting your energy, and you're like, I can't even sleep. You probably can't sleep unless it's handled. Okay.
And that's where we struggle a little bit.
He's like, I need sleep. You're like, I can't sleep.
Yeah. I'm like, I need to get this off. Then there's all my, if I don't, then my energy's wasted. Where if he talks about it, then his energy's wasted. So we're constantly learning. and I'm just like,
it's a balancing act. We got to figure it
out. Perspective from a couple. How much in terms of different ways of handling communication and empathy and understanding, where do you guys feel, how much do you guys feel you guys should be playing with each other? Where should you feel that if like, he's like, he goes, hey, you don't want to go to bed. You want to talk about this, but this affects me. I want you to come more towards me. Where's the compromise? Where do you guys feel?
Where do we meet in the middle?
And then, or do you not meet in the middle? Does somebody have to win each time? Does there have to be someone who has to win?
No, we've never been in a win.
We've never been like a win-lose. It's kind of, let's just talk about it. And usually if one of us is in the wrong, which is honest, frankly, most of the time it's me.
You. It's me. It's you.
I will admit when I'm wrong.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, but we're both mature enough to admit that we were wrong, and we're both mature enough to let's say we got into a fight. Grace was wrong. She admits that she was wrong. She's mature enough to do that. And then we're both mature enough to be like, okay, you realize you were wrong. You understand where you went wrong. Mm-hmm. Let's work on it. And it's a fight. Couples have fights. Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. And we've never had a really
we really don't
fight.
No.
I mean, once, but that was, I mean, I don't know. What helps is we both have the same end goal in mind. We both want to be with each other, which means we listen to each other and we collaborate with each other. And every day we learn more about how to care for one another and love one another more and respectfully. Because, you know, like the whole love languages thing, I'll just apply that.
Yeah.
My love language is completely different than his.
What is it? Words of affirmation?
Yes.
I can tell you. I can tell that.
He sucks with words.
And
Like,
his
terrible.
is
I'm
quality time.
probably physical
I would
touch.
say,
Physical
I would
touch.
say quality time and
Quality
physical
time.
touch.
You are, motherfucker. No, you are, because I remember that goddamn pontoon day. You had her right on you. Yeah, you are a toucher. Yeah, that's a
I'm a
nice
touchy.
way.
I'm
I
a
like
touchy.
touching. My family's not touchy, but I like touchy. But for me, number one is quality time.
Yeah.
Tell me you want to spend time with me.
Yeah. And see, that's what's very difficult is like, just like last week, we were really struggling. We'll be open and honest here.
Yeah, I'm not hiding anything. I don't
Me
have anything
neither,
to
baby.
hide.
Hey, man,
he
this
was like, I haven't seen you in so. I mean, it was a month.
It's been like
Whoa!
it was like a month.
Yeah.
That's
No,
tough.
because there was like 3 months there where usually we got to see each other at least twice a month or maybe even 3 times a month on the weekends. But it was like a couple months where it was just one weekend a month, and that was really starting to get hard.
And it was only like 3 days.
You're both
Yeah.
in school. I mean, you guys 3 hours.
Oh
3 and a
yeah,
half?
we
3
were
hours.
both in
Okay.
school. You've been super busy with
so
everything,
busy.
and
You got a
then
lot of work too.
especially with moving. Oh, did I tell you that I moved?
you told me
okay,
that,
yeah, with moving and just stuff with my job and whatnot.
You're always busy. Yeah. I know. I was sad when you said that to me because then I go, he's not coming back this summer, that means. So I go, all right, it's the summer of work for Marsh. The last summer when I thought it was my last summer because I graduated, I'm like, this is my last summer of bullshit. It really was. It really was. But we're going to make some goddamn
We're gonna
short
make
film,
some
baby.
shit, dude.
And go ahead.
That's all I had to say.
I thought you said, dude, you're going to say something.
But yeah.
But that's what we're going to make. We're going to make some good short films. And that's what we're going to go do right now. We're going to go talk about it a little bit.
Hell yeah.
Be a little creative.
Brainstorm.
I hope you guys enjoyed this episode. I think I'm going to do a little bit more. I think I'm going to chop this up. We're going to have an episode about Batman. We're going to have an episode about love. So this is the end of the love episode.
Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for tuning into this episode about relationships a little bit and about social, interactions and stuff like that.
Everything socially,
with-
interpersonally.
With Tate and Grace, and we're gonna. If you guys, I would love to have you both back. It was great. I don't have very many female perspectives, and it was great to have that. I mean, and again, it just reminds me of how alike I truly believe we all are. Stop focusing on your fucking differences. I don't care if you're in Zimbabwe. You want love, camaraderie, friendship, and peace and happiness. So, let's remember these little core ingredients here, okay? So, besides that, thank you guys for tuning into the Marshal Kramer Show, and until
you.
next time, take care, my friends, and scoot boot, toodaloo. It sounds like really
fist, but it hit the fan when I got him down at the bench. But I took a break, I had to leave and go get cleansed. God forgive me for all my sins.